Hello everybody, welcome back to my comfy couch. And you must be thinking it never changes, and you're right, it never does. I hardly sit on this thing. So, getting straight into it, I wanted to have a chat with you all today about the differences between yoga therapy and yoga for children. So, I guess the first question that you need to ask yourself when considering what's best for your child is, do you have specific goals in mind that you want to work towards and achieve? So for example, you may wish to work towards better emotion regulation. You may want to achieve the goal of reducing anxiety for your child. You might want to improve social skills for your child. You might want to improve fine motor skills for your child. So these are just a few of the goals that you can work towards within a yoga therapy session. So that's the first question you need to be asking yourself. And then from there, it really means that we can tailor make the session with these goals in mind. So that's the core aspect of a yoga therapy session in comparison to just a normal kids class. The other main aspect that's really different in a yoga therapy session is the language that we use with children. So the language in a yoga therapy session, especially when you're dealing with children that are affected by trauma, in my case, and children with certain special needs, we are really using language that is more of an invitation than a dictation. So I will invite the children to participate. I will invite the children to notice sensations in their bodies. So for example, I will use language such as, now you might like to notice how this feels in your body, or you might like to bend to the other side, or you might wish to bend all the way down and touch your toes. So it's always an invitation. We do not want to force children to do things with their bodies that they do not wish. If there's one thing that they should have control over, it is their body and what they do with their bodies, especially when we're dealing with children that have been affected by abuse and neglect. This is paramount. Another aspect that's really different with a yoga therapy session is, just checking my notes, is the work that's also done with parents. So, you know, in a normal kids class, you drop them off, they'll have a good time, and I'm sure the children will share how exciting it is afterwards, and you'll be on your merry way. However, with a yoga therapy session, especially the work that I do, I include the parents, and I want the parents or carers to be involved, and I keep up to date with what's happening within the home. So I'm always inviting them to understand what I'm doing. So when I leave them, they have the tools and techniques to continue on, because it really is about keeping it consistent within the home. This is a daily activity that needs to be done. It's not as simple as doing it for a 9-week program, which I offer, and then everything will be okay. It really needs to be continued on afterwards. So there really is that parent support within the yoga therapy session and program as well, because essentially we want to continue building that strong connection between yourself and your child. So these are just a few of the core differences between a yoga class and a yoga therapy session or class. So if you're thinking about yoga for your child and you have specific goals in mind, then I'd seriously consider a yoga therapy session or class instead of just a normal yoga class. So if you have any further questions though, by all means do get in contact with me and we can have a chat about it and see if it's still right for you and your child. But I hope this has given you a bit more of an indication of what you need to look for. So thanks for joining me.